Committee.
My name is Joan Ejay, clerk to the committee.
Good morning. My name is Samuel Atta Mills, MP for Commander, Edina Eguafo Abrim constituency, and a vice chair of the committee.
Good morning. My name is Davis Ansa Opoku. I am the Member of Parliament for the good people of Mpraiso, and also the Deputy Ranking Member for this committee. What else?
I'm Peter Yakwachiaka, MP for Memphis Central, member of the committee.
I'm Dr. Admaku Kisi, member of the committee, MP for Anya Sotum constituency.
Good morning. I am Alhaj Muhammad Bawa Brahma, representing the good people of Idrasi Chadmasi and a member of this committee.
Good morning. MP for Buem, Kofi Adams is my name, member of the committee.
My name is Suleimana Yusuf. I'm the MP for Bole Bamboy. Thank you.
Good morning. Samson Tangwambu Chilagia, MP Navronga Central, a member of the committee.
My name is Kennedy Osenyaku, MP for Achimsodru, a member of the committee.
Louis Yadomboachi, Senior Assistant Clerk to the committee.
Ahmed Uchine Sahaku, MP for Sosala East, a member of the committee.
I'm Peter Kojo Brown, Audit Service.
And I'm Chris Doku, Audit Service.
Ofori Mensah, Audit Service.
Mustafa Adam Samidu, Director of Finance, Ghana Health Service.
Patrick Kumabwaji, Director General, Ghana Health Service.
Honorable Chair, my name is Kwabna Boadu Ukuafere, the Chief Director for the Ministry. We haven't come there yet.
Please, let's finish with the introduction. Then we'll give you the chance to talk.
My name is Hayindingo Daniel, Financial Control Minister of Health.
All right, so the Chief Director, you can now talk. I don't know what you want to apologize for, so go ahead.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. As I indicated, I have two apologies. One is on our own behalf for arriving late, but we were preparing to come by 9 o'clock. Well, I think that there was a mix-up that the meeting had been shifted to 10 o'clock. That's why we were waiting to come at 10. So we are very sorry that who is going round, and he said that I should ask that they will be going to Kolebu, so when he finishes, he will join us. These are the two apologies. In addition to that, we have the CEOs of the teaching hospitals and other directors from agencies that have been cited in the audit report. Unfortunately, some of them from the north and so on were not able to come, but I believe that some of them have sent their responses. So I believe that we should be able to handle those responses accordingly. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
Thank you very much. First of all, sending responses alone is not sufficient. So we will see what we can do in order to have them, if there's a need for them to come. So if we get the responses, we'll look at if there's a need for them to come. We'll determine that. So sending the responses alone is not sufficient. If not, I would have asked everybody to send their responses, and that will be the end. But you need to come and speak to the responses that you submit to the committee. That is one. Secondly, the committee is not happy about the attitude of the Minister for Health. Convey this to him, that the committee is not happy about his attitude. Since this committee started work, not this committee, the previous committee started work in 2017 to 2020. And this committee started from 2021 to this year. He appeared before this committee only once. He was the chairman, the former chairman of this committee. He was the one who had been inviting people, and when people don't come, he did not take it lightly. Now he himself is doing exactly what he was against. So we are going to report on that to the plenary. So clerk, take note that the Minister of Health doesn't respect this committee. You have a ministry who has a minister and 2 deputies, and none of them will appear before the committee. You have spent public money, come and account for it. Your name appeared in the report of the Auditor General, which means that there's something wrong. Come and tell us how you will resolve the issue. You don't respect the committee, they invite you, you do other things. It's not nice. So we are going to report on that to the plenary, for plenary to take decision. So convey this to him. We're not doing this job for fans. We have the backing of the Constitution. We have the backing of the standing orders of Parliament. We report our work to the House for the House to take decision. So please, we're not happy about that. So we will indulge you to stand in as to represent the minister. You are the chief director. And those agencies, as I said, who have not come, when we look at their responses, we'll know what to do. So we are going to start. Just to remind everybody that you'll be speaking under oath, and you are expected to speak only the truth as you know it. If a question is posed to you and you don't have the answer, please say so. It's better than for you to fabricate any story and tell the committee. We will get to know that what you're saying is not true. And the consequences are too much for you to bear. Now, we have the following agencies, including the headquarters, supposed to be 20 agencies, or 20 agencies. The headquarters, Nursing and Midwifery Training College, Teshi, Nurses Training College, Pantang, and then Nursing and Midwifery Training College, Pantang, and the rest, ambulance service and the rest. So I'll start with the Nursing and Midwifery Training College, Pantang. I'm told she needs to do something urgently here. So we'll handle her to allow her to go, then we'll continue with the rest. So if you can have the Nursing and Midwifery Council, Midwifery Training College, Pantang. Now, kindly introduce yourself, and Honorable Bauer will take your issue. Paragraph 244 to 255. No, that's the training college. This is Midwifery Training College. 241 is the NTC, Pantang. And then nursing and midwifery training college is different from the college itself.
30, yet to be retrieved.
Madam, this is a 2017 report. It means that this audit was carried out in 2016. So, this is a 2018 report, sorry. So, what has prevented? I mean, why have they not paid the rest?
The student had finished and left. What we did to be able to retrieve was to use their access to their results. So we couldn't.
Let me urge you to try as much as possible to follow up on the rest. You have another infraction, which is a GCR that was not accounted for. GCR receipt book, which was not accounted for.
The gentleman has been jailed for stealing, and the money that he was supposed to pay have been notified or have been noted. And so what we have done is to write to the family for that indebtedness. And from informing the family, we are working around to engage. We are told that that's what we should do, to engage Yoko if we cannot retrieve from them, so that they can take it from there.
Madam, do you have a finance officer?
Yes, please.
Because from the report, the GCR that was even issued to the said Bernard Ankama was not even recorded in the cash book. So why did that anomaly occur? The finance officer here?
Yes, please.
Are you the finance officer?
Yes, please.
Were you the one who issued the GCR to Bernard Ankama?
It was my main cashier.
Your main cashier?
Yes.
But why should you issue a GCR receipt, a book, a whole booklet to a collector, and then you will not record it in the cash book? Don't you see it as a serious infringement or infraction?
It wasn't the whole transaction. Part was recorded and part was not recorded.
Are you disputing the Auditor General's finding?
No, per what they raised, you know, some of them were in the cash book. I'm not disputing about what they raised. What was in the GCR was more than what was stated in the, it came in the audit report as anomaly.
What the auditors are saying is that the GCR receipt that was issued to Bernard Ankama on the 5th of May 2017 for collection of school fees and other incomes was not presented for examination. Further, the GCR was not recorded in the cash book. That's the anomaly I'm referring to. Why so?
Sir, that, as I said, it is an infraction, and I would want to apologize. Really sorry.
So now, it was as a result of this case that was sent to the police. Was it as a result of this case that was sent to the police that sent the gentleman to jail?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. That one, I will leave. Out of the 33,845, were you able to recoup some of the money?
No, please.
Because per the report, the relatives came up. the relatives, one Mr. Kweku Lamte and Mr. Oscar Ama, they presented the stolen GCR to the police. And they promised to settle it, so they didn't do anything about it.
Please, we had written to them after the judgment was made, and we have not heard from them since. Unfortunately for us also, we don't know where they stay. And that's why we were recently asked that we could speak to Yoko to handle the matter after us.
Mr. Chairman, as a result of, they reported the matter to the police. The police relatives came up, promised to settle the matter. The amount they couldn't. The gentleman has been jailed. So I don't know. I'll leave the decision as to the retrieval of the 33,000 to your judgment. Chairman, may I proceed with the next infraction?
Hello, madam. I want to find out if your outfit initiated the criminal proceedings. Are you the one who reported the matter to the police?
Yes, please.
Was it on recommendation of an earlier appearance at Park?
It was after initially the relatives promised to pay, but when they realized that they were not getting the money, and so they decided then we'll have to, the law has to take its course.
Thank you. I really would want to commend you for this bold initiative. I mean, I think that's the way to go. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Head of Finance,
yes,
were you at post before this infraction? Were you there when the GSA was issued to the cashier or the collector?
Yes, please.
You are at post.
Yes, please.
Now, out of the booklet which was issued, which has 100 leaflets, 84 leaflets were used. And how often do you supervise your subordinates to ensure that they do the right thing?
I do that often. Weekly, monthly, I do spot check. But in our institution, we collect, the revenue is in the form of banker's draft.
Okay.
It's not in cash.
Okay.
And he purportedly, went behind and he was taking some of the cash, some in the form of cash from the students. That was how come he was able to, but we take drafts. That's what we know.
Yeah, so if you are doing monitoring, do you inspect the GCR vis-a-vis the lodgements into the bank and entries in the cash book? Do you do that? Because if you do that, you know that he is issuing the GCR to students which will not match with lodgement to the bank account. You can dictate it earlier than wait for all this number of GCR issue out and for auditors to come and detect it. Madam?
Mr. Chairman, please, I was having a cashier, so she was doing that most of the time.
But you are the head of finance.
Yes.
You should take the final responsibility.
Yes, please.
So you're also to blame. Because you relax too long, too much.
Yes, please, but I'm sorry.
Now, the two relatives, when they brought the GCR to the police station and promised to pay, was that before the man was jailed?
It was after.
After?
Yes.
So-
Sorry, they came before he was jailed.
Before he was jailed.
He was
And
even arrested.
So after he was jailed, what effort have you made to ensure that they honor the promise of paying the money?
One of the people that promised is the husband of the mother of this gentleman.
Okay.
And so
the stepfather.
The stepfather. And so we wrote to the mother.
The stepfather?
Yes, please. And so we wrote to the mother.
And then feedback?
And the mother too did not respond. And so
the mother didn't promise to pay. Is the stepfather and maybe another person. There are two names, Kweku Lamte and then Mr. Oscar Ama. They promised to pay the money. Why did you write to the mother without writing to the two gentlemen?
They promised to pay. That was before he was arrested. Initially, according to the stepfather, the gentleman said he has an uncle in US that will bring the money. And so when the money was not forthcoming, they were not getting the money. Then the stepfather said, then we should allow the law to take its course. And so by then I had already reported the case to the police. He has been public in the papers. And so it was after they were not able to pay the money, then he was arrested.
So he's in jail now?
Yes, please.
For how long?
3 years.
The sentence was 3 years?
Yes, please.
And then he was supposed to pay the money after after serving the terms, or?
Yes, in addition to the jail sentence.
Jail, you must pay the money as well.
Yes, please.
And if you fail, because somebody coming back from jail will not get the money to pay.
And because it was difficult to contact the gentleman that came with the receipts, the mother was the only person that was around the court. We tried in many cases to be able to contact the gentleman. We were unable. And so because we knew the mother personally, she was the only one we could contact, and even ask her if she can give us the addresses of those gentlemen, but she declined. And so we had to write to her as a parent, but she never responded. and also, through other audit issues, we realized that we could speak to the IOCO, and we are yet to do that.
All right, so clerk, take note of that. We have to take decision on this later, not now. So, Honorable Bauer, continue.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Madam Principal, you have another infraction, that relates to an earned salary. You know that it's your duty to stop the salaries of your separated staff. You failed to do that, leading to the loss of an amount of 427,624 Ghana cedis. All is not for them. All is not for Pantai. Okay, but then the report is misleading. Okay, there's a table. Let me, Mr. Chairman, I think all the amount does not relate to Pantai. Pantai, yours is two staff of yours who are separated. And the amount involved is 82,542.45 0.92 Ghana cedis. Madam, are you with me?
I'm listening, please.
Okay, so what have you done to ensure that this money is recovered?
What we have done so far is to contact the persons mentioned and then make a roadmap as to, or come to an understanding as to how to do the repayment. What we have had so far is 10,000 from the lady who is mentioned. But the gentleman has not paid any money.
Madam, were you at post at the time of this audit?
No, please.
Okay, no problem. But you came to inherit.
Exactly.
And you inherit assets and liabilities.
Yes, please.
So, in the first place, and I think heads of department who are here should take a cue from it, because as head of department, you are to ensure that at least your staff, when they fail to report for work for even 10 days, that's a vacation of post. You must ensure that you put a stoppage on their salaries. So, on the payment of their salaries. So if you have not done that, it is a negligence of duty on your part, and you yourself, you can be censured for it. So far, what steps are you taking to get that gentleman to pay the outstanding balance of 72,000? You say you have gotten only 10,000. So it's left with 72,542. This is a huge sum of money. How are we going to get that money? Finance officer, you were at post.
Yeah, I was at post, but I wasn't the one who was.
No, you were at post. Answer as finance officer.
Yes.
Because as finance officer, you are supposed to work in this sector to support your head.
Yes, so, sir, what we have been able to recover 10,000. What we intend doing is to.
Finance officer, why in the first place did you fail to stop salaries of these separated staff? Why?
What's the process? I wasn't part of the validators. It was the administrator.
No, you are the head of finance. Is that right?
Yes, please.
Are you not the head of finance?
Yes, please, I'm the head.
You are the head of finance. So the validators, the accounts people, everybody is under you.
This one,
is that right?
Sorry to cut you, please. This one is done by the administrators, and they are different. They are not under account department. It's a separate department altogether.
So since this audit, 4 or 5 years ago, what have you done as an institution to ensure that this money is received?
Please, what we have done so far is to find out where they are. We have had correspondence with them to have an agreement as to how they can pay, and that's why we've been able to get the 10,000. Probably what we should do more is to be on their tail and make sure they honor their own promises. We will further agree as to give a deadline as to the retrieval or the payment, after which, if the deadline is not honored, we can involve other agencies as will be advised, because one is not in the country right now. And so it's very difficult to even physically work with her. So we will seek for further counsel as to how to, especially the one who has traveled outside the country, to do the remaining.
My principal, there are two staff.
Yes, please.
A lady and a gentleman.
Yes, please.
You are saying the lady paid 10,000.
Yes, please.
How much is left for the lady to finish paying?
59, please. 59,000.
59,000.
Yes,
so the chunk of the money is with the lady.
Yes,
and not the gentleman.
No, please.
So if you add 59 plus 10,000, that makes 69.
Yes, please.
So if you deduct even 69 from 82, even the gentleman's one is just few. And it's the gentleman who's outside.
No, the gentleman.
It's the lady.
The lady is the one who is outside.
And what about the one who is in Ghana? How much has he paid? And how much have you been able, what effort have you made to reach out to him?
Well, he was called to the school to even give us, we all agree on the roadmap. The truth is that he said he doesn't have the money to pay. That's what he said. No, he opened his mouth and said it. Yes, he opened his mouth and said it.
Madam Principal.
Yes, please.
The gentleman said he has no money to pay. And so you have also left it like that.
No, please.
Assuming it was your personal money, what would you have done?
No, we have not left it like that.
I'm asking you, if it was your personal money, what would you have done?
I will use all means necessary.
So because it's not your personal money, that's why you see. But you should know that as the head of the institution is for you. If it goes on well during that period, they will mention you, the madam, what's your name?
Mercy.
They will say during Mercy's tenure, Pantai, Nurse and Midwifery Training Institution achieved this feat. And then the lady who was able to get you 10,000, how did she get the 10,000 to you? You say she's not in this country.
Yes, please. She asked someone to do it on her behalf.
Means that we have a way of reaching out to her.
Yes.
And for 5 years, 6 years, madam, if this money was yours, you have taken some action. Oh.
We have evidence of correspondence with her at a point in time that she was even very abusive to me as a person because I was trying to ask her to pay money that she has not earned. There are evidences of all those correspondence. But we knew that no matter what, whether insulted or not, we still must retrieve the money. So we asked for counsel, and they said that we could use Interpol. We are yet to discuss how we will go about that.
Chairman, Chairman, I yield to you for your directives.
First of all, the administrator or whoever who validated this, for all this while, for somebody to receive over 60,000, means that she left the school, if not anything more than 1 year, and the administrator continued to validate the PV for all these years. Where is that administrator? Is he or she still at post in the school?
She's been transferred.
But she's still in the system. Where is she transferred to now? Where is she transferred to, madam?
Gas South.
Gas South.
Yes, please.
What's her name?
He's called Bertrand. He is a he.
He, okay. What's his name? What is his name?
Bertrand.
Veteran.
Yabane, yes.
Veteran.
Bertrand. Yabane.
And you know, Chairman, I think he went to Gasaf and continued with the same thing.
Is he in the hall here? Mr. Yabani, is he here? He's not here. It could be an arrangement between him and the lady. So he overlooked the PV and allowed it to pass for all this while. Now we are issuing directive to get Mr. Yabani to this hall tomorrow. Then he's not got South. Do you know the unit is still with the Ministry of Health?
Yes, please.
So Chief Director, please get South Health Directorates. Let's get Mr. Yabani. Is Gasaf in the hall? Gasaf, please, are you in the hall? Do you know the man being by the name Yabani? Okay, you don't know exactly where he is. It's not with the Health Directorate.
It's gas out.
All right, let's leave that one to the Ministry of Health to do. Let's get that man, let him come here tomorrow, and then we'll continue with this discussion. Because if he was able to do his work well, will not be here for somebody who left the school and travel outside, continue to receive salary to the tune of over 60,000. So that is his side. Now let's come back to the lady. Is it a lady or a man? No, I mean the lady itself. Now she had received on earned salary about 60,000 and she paid 10,000. Difference of it's like with they say 59,000, which means that even what, yeah, getting to 70,000. So now, Madam, you have to contact the director of Interpol, provide the necessary information about her. I'm sure you know where she's living now, so that they can track her. If any relative, what's the name of the lady?
Efia Nyakwa.
Efia Nyakwa, and who was a teacher. Was she a teacher?
Yes, please.
Who was a teacher at Nursing and Midwifery Training College, Pantan, who left and earned over close to 70,000 Ghana cedis salary that she knew that she wasn't entitled, yet she received the money. We are getting the director of Interpol to track her and get her so that government can retrieve the money.
Thank you.
If any relative of her is listening to her, to us, then they should make the effort and contact the school immediately and make the appropriate arrangement and pay the money. That is a directive of the committee.
Yes, please.
And Clark, take note of that.
Chairman, please, I would like to make a comment.
Okay.
From the past audit report, the clarification was that because she did not return 2 years of her salary, steady leave with pay is what has been added to what she is owing. So the validation is not the total of the 69,000, but 2 years in addition to yes. So the first one is 13,000. That was the unearned salary. So it is the 2 years that she did not return that was put together that made it 69.
The 2 years that she was away on study
leave, and she did not return.
So she must pay that
in
addition to the actual unearned salary.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes,
they are all on unearned salary.
Yes,
please. Yeah, so that is it. Then the second person is the man who is around 13,000 thereabout or 12,000.
Yes, please.
You have to also work and report the case to the police so that they can track him also and get him.
Yes, please.
Okay. Dr. Kisi.
Yeah, so this goes to maybe Chief Director, because I see that this is a theme that goes through most of the other institutions we're going to face today. What measures have been put in place, at least to, as it is, curb this issue? Because most of the other institutions have the same problem. Can we hear from you, please?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I believe that there was at one time what I've been made to understand is called audit conference. And we plan to reinstitute that audit conference so that we are able to get all these infractions together and ensure that we make sure that these infractions are curtailed. So from this year going, we are going to reinstitute the audit conference, which will involve all the agencies under the ministry. Thank you.
It's rather painful because, unfortunately, the reason why I'm very unhappy about this, people in the general public think that these unearned salaries are monies that politicians have taken. And unfortunately, it goes against us. People are very peeved when they raise their mouth, oh, audit service says huge chunk of money has been wasted. As it is in the headlines today, there's a claim of 12 billion. But looking at these unearned salaries, it's huge. It's huge. And unfortunately, the ordinary Ghanaian thinks that myself and my colleagues are the ones enjoying these largesse, when in actuality, I don't think Chairman has had any unearned salary. Chairman works for his money. And myself too, we work for our money. So we need to put a stop to this, and we want better actions. So far, I'm even concerned that for 2 years, from what you are saying, that means noko 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 be. Wafid noko noko. We've done nothing, and that is rather unfortunate.
That'll be all for Nursing and Midwifery Training College, Pantan. Madam, you're discharged. But
thank you.
You have taken the directive of the committee, work on them, and report back to the committee.
Yes, please.
Now let's
thank you very much.
Go back to paragraph 226. Paragraph 226 of the report to 228. Outstanding withholding taxes. Outstanding withholding taxes. Some withholding taxes were, some amount of money were withheld by some of the agencies, but they have not remitted the money to the Ghana Revenue Authority. So Kolebu Teaching Hospital, they withheld 65,653 Ghana cedis. Kolebu, have you remitted the money to GRA? And have you reported that to the auditors? Yes, all of them. Kolebu.
Yeah, good morning, Chair. Yes, we've since paid the money and auditors have so review and
Okay, auditors, can you confirm this?
Honorable Chair, we've actually verified you've been paid.
Can confirm.
Thank you.
Okay. Now let's go to the next one. It's a headquarters. Mustafa. Is this Ministry of Health or okay, Ministry of Health headquarters? Why is the accountant? Ministry of Health.
I'm here.
Okay, good. You have not remitted 1,191,972 cedis 10 pesos. Have you done that now?
Yes, Honorable. This has been
Auditors, can you confirm?
Honorable Chair, I can confirm it's been paid. We have all the receipts here.
All right, so let's go to National Blood Service. National Blood Service, are they in the hall? Come up. Now, you have not deducted the withholding tax at all. 25,657 Ghana cedis, 60 pesos. You haven't withheld the money. And auditors are asking you to pay the money. What have you done?
Yes, we had actually retrieved it from the staff who were beneficiaries of those allowances, and it has since been paid to GRA.
Okay, auditors, can you confirm they've retrieved the money and paid to GRA?
Yes, Honorable Chair, it's been paid.
Let's move to the next one. Woolency, they are not here. Or they are here. Woolency, they are not here. Woolency, are you here? No.
The Ghana Health Service headquarters is here.
Come again.
Ghana Health Service, we are representing.
Also, you answer it?
Yes.
Okay. They have not remitted 3,822 Ghana cedis, 91 pesos. Have they remitted the money to GRA now?
Yeah, Honorable Chair, we've remitted that.
Okay. Auditors, can you confirm this?
Thank you, sir.
Now let's go to the next one. Zabzugu. Director General, Zabzugu, 49,250 cedis, 22 pesos. Have they remitted the money
Honorable
now?
Chair, it's been remitted.
Auditors, can you confirm?
Yes, please, it's been paid.
The next one is Sandema. Director General, Sandema, 15,101 Ghana cedi, 51 pesos.
Honorable, it's been remitted.
Auditors.
Yes, please, it's been paid. Thank you,
The
sir.
next one is Hein. Is it Hein or Hein? Hein. Okay. From the Upper West.
Honorable, it's been deducted and remitted.
Auditors.
Honorable Chair, it's been paid.
Qatar. Director General.
Honorable, yes, it's been paid, so no further action.
Auditors.
Honorable Chair, it's been paid.
Krachi in Chumuru.
Honor, also paid.
Auditors.
Honorable Chair, it's been paid upon the follow-up.
KJB.
Also been paid, sir.
Upon the follow-up, it's been paid. We have the receipts.
Bibiani.
Yeah, also paid.
Honorable Chair, it's been paid. We have the receipts to confirm.
The KJB is under Ghana National Health Insurance. And National Health Insurance is not here. Director General, why are you responding to this question?
No, I thought it was part of us. We had a whole list here.
But what are they? They are not here. They are in Accra here, so they should be here. Okay, we'll take note of that. Let's continue.
Honorable, I spoke to the CEO, and she said that you asked them to come separately on their own. That is National Health Insurance.
Okay. Yes. Okay, thank you. Now, District Hospital, Tepa.
Honorable, that's also been paid.
Auditors, can you confirm this?
Honorable Chair, it's been paid. We have the evidences.
No, all of them have paid. Yes. Let me now ask the general question. When were these monies paid? The confirmation you have, Auditor General, the confirmation you have, what dates have they made a payment? Take one of them as an example.
Honorable Chair, the payments were made on various dates.
That's why I say take one of them as an example.
For BBNE, it was paid on the 23rd of June, 2017.
The 23rd of June?
2017.
2017?
Yes.
But this is 2018 report.
No, the audit was done in 2017, and we are reporting in the 2018. So the actual audit was done in 2017, and then the report came into 2018.
Okay. All right. So let's move on to the next one. That is Nursing and Midwifery Training College, Teshi. Ranking member will handle you.
Teshi.
Yeah, the infraction is on page 113, paragraph 236. Okay, sorry. Can you introduce yourselves?
I'm Teresa Enchi, the principal of the Nursing and Midwifery Training College, Teshi.
David Commodore, Head of Finance.
Okay, thank you. The infraction is about overdue staff advances. That the staff ledger showed an advances of 17,000 granted to 2 members of staff in 2015. Only 11,200 have so far been received, leaving a balance of 5,800 still outstanding. Has those monies been received now?
Yes, please.
Can the auditors confirm that these monies have been received?
Honorable Chair, the amount has been paid in 2019, 17th.
Was it paid?
It was paid on the 17th of April, 2019.
Accountant, this audit was done in 2017, and you are aware of this. It took you maybe 3 years or so, 2.5 years to pay. Why?
Sorry, like a gentleman said, it's an inherited liability. but we've made the effort through correspondence and further attempt. The principal went all out to block certain benefits of the person, his accounts and other things. That made the person to do the payment in 2019. Thank you.
Let's move on to the next infraction. And that one is outstanding student indebtedness, 31,499 cedis.
Please, the entire amount has been fully recovered.
The student's amount?
Yes.
You sure about that?
Yes, please.
All the same, let me read. Say, out of the total amount outstanding, 10,770 is in respect of 6 students who have stopped schooling and unrecoverable. That is the Auditor General's funding. Are you seeing that 6,000, that 10,770 of those students have also been recovered?
With exception to that, the others have been fully recovered.
All the amounts have been recovered. You are misleading me.
Then I'm sorry, sir. They unfortunately passed on, so we have to seek clarification for from the head office for removal of their names from the debtors ledger.
So what have you done to that amount, those amounts? The 10,000 of the students who have left, what have you done to that amount?
They were those that we seek clarification for them to, because it's irrecoverable. So we sought permission from head office for it to be written off.
Do you have the letter from head office authorizing you to write them off?
We tendered in that one to the auditors.
You don't have a copy?
But I didn't bring it, escape me.
But you know you were coming to talk about this matter. And you decided that you don't need to bring that letter.
Hello, sir. How can you be sorry over this? I mean, you are appearing before a parliamentary committee on a matter that you know that you have documents to, and you leave them, and you come and sit here and you say sorry. How do we sorry this?
That's what I'm saying. I forgot the document in the office. And most, I know the auditors have a copy, so when I forgot, I thought I'll get a.
Can you produce your copy to this committee tomorrow? Tomorrow.
Yes, please.
Okay.
I'll do that.
By 12 o'clock.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay. Yes.
Chairman, thank you for the opportunity. It appears that we are going through a similar scenario today. Any agency rep who is not ready and prepared to address this committee should go back. This is a very serious committee. You don't come here unprepared. Otherwise, then the signal we are sending out there is that the committee itself too is not serious. But this is a very, very serious committee. And the report we are considering is 2018. 3 or 4 years down the line. It appears, Chairman, you may have to apply some sanctions now. Otherwise, we'll be taken for granted.
Yeah.
All right, so you are discharged. Now, I'll come back to continue
Thank
mine.
you.
I'll come back to continue mine. So you are discharged. Now, paragraph 229, uncompetitive purchases. Paragraph 229 of the report, uncompetitive purchases. You have to tell me. Now, uncompetitive purchases, totaling 725,301 Ghana cedis. It involved a number of agencies, Kolebu, Ghanaian departments. The amount is 109,200. The items are medical equipment. Kolebu, come back. The Ghanaian department purchased medical equipment totally 109,200 Ghana cedis without going through the procurement law. So, non-competitive procurement.
Yeah.
Why did you fail to follow the law? Yes.
Yeah, Chair. My name is Lucas Amewuda, the Acting Director of Finance. Yes, these infractions have been duly resolved. We've rectified it, and the auditors have come to verify as such.
You didn't answer my question. No. I said, why? I didn't ask whether you have resolved it or not. I said, why did you purchase goods to the tune of 109,200 without going through the proper process?
Majority of it are what they call it, emergency procurement that are needed for certain surgical procedures. Most often, when you go through the normal procedures, at times if they are absent, we don't have those materials available. Those particular surgeries will not be able to come. So it's not one bulk invoice. There are a series of that amounted to that.
Yeah, you said they are emergency procurement, right? Emergency procurement.
Yeah, there are things that are needed for some surgical procedures.
So they are emergency procurement. Do you have a copy of the Procurement Act?
I don't have one here at present.
But you have it?
Yeah, I do have.
What did the law say in procuring emergency items or under emergency situation?
I can't immediately.
So the auditors know. That is why they said you failed to comply with that.
Yes, duly noted.
So it's a violation of the law. If that happened, the applicable law, the punishment is that you pay 2,500 penalty units, or you go to prison to a term not less than 6 months and not more than 5 years, or to both. And the term, the penalty of 2,500 amount to 30,000 Ghana cedis. This is under Section 21 of the amended procurement law. So we apply that. Okay?
You're very well noted.
So, you said you have resolved the issue. How did you resolve it?
Oh,
how did you resolve it?
I think some of the ones need rectification, so we rectify the processes.
And that's what I want to know.
So there are evidence to support that which auditors can.
How did you rectify it? This one, you procure the goods through uncompetitive means. How did you rectify it. Did you return the items and now went through the process to select the proper person? Or how?
Normally, we write to PPA to get those things done.
Oh, okay. You now, after the event, you're now writing for approval. It won't solve the problem. Anyway. The second one is goods and services. Kolebu. Procurement without alternative quotations. That one too under emergency situation. Is that also under emergency situation? I want a response.
Chairman, please, may I know the page, please?
Page 110, where we have the Kolebu Gani department, the same under that one. You don't have a copy of the report, Auditor General report? Clerk, can you get a copy for us? Do you have a copy of the report? Yeah, so show the page to him. Page 110. Have you seen it?
Yes, Chairman, yes.
So have you seen Kolebu? Why you procure 356,016 cities and 42 pesos. That is the number 2 in the table.
Okay, yes. I think there are a series of those items. So that one is one of it. I think those we have, what they call it, rectified those kind of infractions. I think the relevant documentation have been attached for auditors to review. I have copies of them here.
Auditors, you reported that they procured this item without alternative quotations. He is now claiming that they have relevant document attached to the PVs. What is your response to what he's saying?
Honorable Chair, this issue, the recommendation is futuristic. So we actually told them to ensure that it does not recur in the future. So we are expecting that subsequent procurement, they will go for the 3 quotations for which they've actually started doing for 2018. But for that of this 2017, it's still the same. But they've started doing the right thing in 2018.
Ms. Auditor, are you saying that your recommendation, which simply says that to minimize the huge drain on resources, we recommended to management of the respective institutions to exercise strong oversight on the procurement processes? So that is what you're recommending. Now, the violation of the law aspect, you have not recommended on it. Can you tell us why?
Honorable Chair, in actual fact, that is what we saw and then we reported on.
Yes. Okay. Sorry, I have to pay that call. So I didn't hear what he said. If you can repeat yourself.
Honorable Chair, I'm saying that when we went to the field, that is exactly what was actually pertaining at the Kolebu, and we reported on.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm saying that you are the auditor. You are measuring the civil servant against the law. They have violated the law. So you did not recommend that they should be punished. Are you leaving that one to Parliament to do?
No, because we expect them to comply with the law.
So they should just comply?
Yes.
Okay. So tomorrow, they will commit the same mistake, and you go and tell them to comply. The next day, they will do the same, you tell them to comply. When are we going to begin to apply the law that we have passed for ourselves? Anyway, let's move to the next one. So it means that there is no need for me to even mention all these agencies. If what you are saying, Ms. Auditor, Central Medical Stores, 106,000. Go and see no more. That's what you mean. Suhun Government Hospital, 40,295. Same. Garu, Tempani, District Health Directorate, 38,600. District Health Directorate, Manso and Menfi, 66,814. And District Hospital Tepa, 7,850. All of them, the recommendation is that they should comply with the law. Yes, Director General.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. It's not about go and say no more, but we are putting systems. The last time we were here for performance audit on our supplies, and we told the Parliament that, this August committee, that we have significant challenges with the procurement staff. We are 442 BMCs with about 5,100 BMCs of record. And so we have started recruiting more procurement officers who understand the law and the practices. This year alone, we have recruited about 50 and distributed. So that's our strategy, as we attach in our recommendation to you, that we want to improve the system so that we don't have these things, infractions occurring too often.
You are recruiting only 50? You need over 5,000 plus.
Well, Honorable, with your recommendation, that would be very helpful. If you can also push for us, we need more procurement.
If you want me to recommend 10,000 for you, I will do. But
there's a financial clearance.
Yes,
but
yes.
We are also trying to re-engineer some of our admin managers to give them training to be able to manage procurement issues properly for us.
Chairman, my view is that it is not that the officers, the accountants who do this procurement, in the case where you don't have procurement, it's not that they don't understand the law or they don't know the law. I'm sure by their training, they have had several training sessions about this procurement law. It's just that they are refusing to apply them. So we need to find a better antidote to it. It's not about recruiting procurement officers. That's my view. And that will not solve these infractions until we begin to punish such infractions. It will not stop. Chairman, that's my view.
yes, Kofi.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Chairman, when you raised the first item in relation to that table, Kolebu Gynae Department, in his answer, he said the route to the PPA to after, post the fact, the route to PPA. That's what he saw as resolution of the issue. When you repeated the second item, he went for some documents that they have resolved that issue. The auditors are saying their recommendation was futuristic, that in future when they have to do so, there must be some kind of alternate sources. I only wanted to find out how he resolved item 2, which had happened already, maybe to guide us.
I asked him same question, and he said they have written for approval. That's what he meant by they have resolved it. And I was saying that you have already, the event have already taken place. You are not writing. It will not change anything. That is the answer he gave. So how they resolve it is writing for approval. All right, let's move to the next one. So the total of these uncompetitive procurement came to 280,000. It's even more than that. You see the total, you see 109,000, 356,000, 106,000, cannot give you 280,000. Maybe it's 2 million. Accountants, sum it up and give me the answer. Let me move to the paragraph 232. Store purchases not accounted for. 398,407. So it involved about 5 agencies. Kolebu again, 249,900 cities, 12 persons. Purchases not routed through stores. Accountants, Kolebu.
Yeah, Chairman, yes. Yes, I think this issue we've duly submitted some of the documentation for the auditors to verify. A copy of them I have here.
Let me have the answer again. Sorry.
Yeah, I said we've resolved some of these issues. We've presented documentation for auditors to verify. A couple of them I have here.
You have routed them through stores? Auditors?
Yes, please.
Honorable Chair, the issues, there are 24 in number, and they've been able to resolve 15 of them. So we have 8 still unresolved.
Yeah, so, Kolebu, you say you have done that. They're saying there is still outstanding ones to do.
From our side, we have items up to N, ABCD up to N. Is the O that is still outstanding. But this was the period where we're migrating to the Gitness platform. So some of the items, files that were done manually, we're moving them up and down. So some of them, the PVs were now available. The ones I have here is to the tune of 4,412 cities, 90 passwords. Those are the ones that we couldn't retrieve the fee. But the rest of the distance have been resolved. So I have the evidence here to that.
So why didn't you explain this when I asked you the question for the first time? You gave the impression that you had resolved everything. So if the auditor had not explained that there are still some outstanding, you will not go further into these details.
No, you see, the value is for 290. So we've resolved to the tune of 245.
And I'm saying that why didn't you give this explanation at the beginning?
Very sorry, possibly.
So you made up your mind to lie to the committee?
No, this is not lying to the public. I think it's...
So what is it?
Because I have...
if you said if there's a balance of 4,000 something, you gave the impression that everything is okay. Is it not lying to the committee?
No, not necessarily.
You think so?
Not necessarily so.
No. You think so that what you told the committee... Did you still stand by what you told the committee for the first time?
Chair, I think it's an oversight.
You think?
It is an oversight.
Some of you are joking with the Parliament.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I think your own posture says it all. That those appearing before us don't seem to take the committee seriously. Mr. Chairman, look at paragraph 235. The auditors advise management of the various institutions to strengthen their internal control in respect of management of stores. Meanwhile, they are asking that those monies be refunded. So, Chairman, we are outraged also because in the earlier issue, you drew attention to the colossal amounts that were expended without going through the proper procurement processes. And the responses we are being given clearly cannot be accepted by my 5-year-old son. It is clear that Kolebu in particular and agencies and departments under the Ministry of Health have shortchanged Ghanaians. Mr. Chairman, paragraph 231, indulge me. The auditor said this. This practice, which is a regular occurrence, emphasis, in our view, does not create opportunity for the ministry to obtain value for money in its procurement processes. So, Chairman, we all know that one of the avenues through which public resources are siphoned is through procurement processes. And so these are deliberate schemes. And that is why we are not seeing any improvement. As your ranking member said, how can any accountant not be aware of procurement processes and procedures? The question then is, why is it that year in, year out, these infractions are repeated? Mr. Chairman, this is the core of the issue. Let's call a spade a spade. The public servants are the bane of this country. It is not the politicians. And we cannot continue to play ostrich and allow this siphoning of public resources into private pockets to continue. Mr. Chairman, I am outraged.
Thank you very much. Auditors, how much is the unaccounted portion for Kolebu? You indicated the PVs are 24, but I've accounted for 15. So the balance is 9. What is the value of the 9 PVs?
123,577.44 for the 8 years, please.
123,577.44. Once you cannot account for this, Kolebu management must refund this money to state coffers.
Bring us evidence of refund.
So auditors, we give them 2 weeks. Give us feedback. How if the management here, management of Kolebu, is it a large place? I'm talking about the chief executive, the director of finance, administrator, then the head of the unit where those PVs expenditures occurred. So those are the limited management, not the entire Kolebu. But the head of the Kolebu, the director of finance, or they are overall. Yes. No, this one is not Guinea unit. This one, they have not indicated the unit. So, but they know those PV. They know where the units and where those transactions took place. So they are the heads of those units are part of management in this case. All right, so next one is Health Center, Keji Keta, Director General. Will you respond to that also? An authorized store requisition, 51,975 cedis.
Yeah, Honorable, thank you. This, they did not have the requisition available, but that has been supplied subsequently from the authorized person before the purchases were done.
The Director General claims you are aware. What is your response?
Honorable Chair, we are not aware of this.
You are not aware.
We are yet to verify.
Director General, you said the auditors are aware, but they say they are not aware.
They say he's here to verify. Maybe normally we deal with the local team, and that may not have communicated back to them. And I'm sure between African Roots.
But when you say auditors are aware, which auditor were you referring to?
The local. Those who did the audit.
I've given the leeway. District Health Administration, Dabuasi.
Yes.
Page 112.
Yeah.
62,227.95.
Yes.
Payment for unsupplied item. Were the items supplied?
Yes, they were supplied. It looks like they didn't have the documentation. And if you look at our submission and last Appendix 1, we supplied the GCR numbers and the dates that the payments were made. And SRAs are all there.
Are the auditors aware? Director General, have you informed the auditors?
Yes.
The local or foreign?
It starts from the local, sir. And the local informed their bosses.
Auditors, have you been notified by your district auditors about this?
Honorable Chair, no, we've not been informed.
So that is also outstanding. So you need to get a feedback from your district auditors on this issue. Pantan. So Kolebu, you can go back and sit. Pantan, NTC. But don't go Kolebu. You might be caught up again in another issue. Pantan, is Pantan here, NTC? No, those left are nursing and midwifery training college. We are talking about the training college itself. They are separate. Director General, is it the same person? The midwifery training and then the training college?
I think that is within the Ministry of Health, so it's not part of Ghana Health Service.
Honorable, please, there are two different schools.
There are two different schools.
Yes, sir.
The one we dealt with first is the midwifery training school. But this is the training college itself. So they are not here.
They are not here.
They are not here.
No, sir.
Okay, so we'll move to the next one. National Ambulance Service. We have done. Okay, let's take Honorable Bauer, paragraph 244 to 255, where we started with the midwifery training.
Yeah, Chairman, the payment of an earned salary. So we dealt with the first institution on the table, which is Pantai. That was what you give directives on. The second one is Psychiatric Hospital Accra. Psychiatric Hospital Accra. Are they here? Psychiatric Hospital. Then Psychiatric Hospital Pantine. Psychiatric Hospital Pantine. They are also not here. Clerk, take notes. The Asha Clinic and Asheru Keteke Sub-Metro. Asha Clinic and Asheru Keteke Sub-Metro. Municipal Health Directorate, Gas out. Come forward.
She wants to come to the city, closer to the city. She doesn't like.
Have you taken the oath? Have you taken the oath? Okay. Gas out. 8 staff who were with your directorate got separated. You did not take steps to block their salaries, leading to a loss of 55,000 because of it now.
Honorable, please, the outstanding now is 39,682.29.
What's outstanding? 30.
39,682.29.
What is preventing you from getting the money?
All right, so for the outstanding staff, out of the 8 here, 4 have settled everything. So the 8 left.
The 4 left?
Sorry, the 4 left. We have written letters to them personally, as well as we have written letters to the CID. And for some of them, we even went ahead to add their pictures so that they could help us trace them. And for one of them, the BNI at the Gasalt Assembly is helping us to trace family members so that the payment can be effected.
Larissa, this is 2017 audit.
Yes.
5 years down the lane. So you've, even though you have made an effort, that your effort is not good enough. Because for 5 years now, if it were your own money, by now you have pursued whoever owes you to, to take it. So it's left for 4 people. The 4 people, none of them has paid even a dime.
No, Honorable Chair.
Center for Plant Medicine. Have you taken the oath? Have you taken the oath? Okay. So Center for Plant Medicine, 8 staff that got separated from your organization still collected 11,067 cedis. This is the 2017 Auditor General's report. What have you done about it? And what's the state in the form of social security?
Yeah, it's only their social security that we can fall on. So we call the dependents, especially those who brought the, what you call, letter of administration. So we had a discussion with them that...
So we are advice. Want your advice, please?
Please,
Please, your advice. Please, want your advice.
Mr. Chairman, please, in regards to this person, we need your advice how to go about it.
Give us the list of the 8 persons, the amount of unearned salary, how much you have retrieved per, first the name, the status, if the person is alive, dead, or whatever.
It's not happened yet, so we are still pursuing to get the money refunded.
Honorable Chair, yeah, it's true he was interdicted, but a committee was set and he was exonerated and brought back.
When was he interdicted and when was he reinstated? The period. Give us the period.
He was interdicted in 2016 and he came.
When during the audit, did you notify the auditors?
Yes, please, Honorable.
Address the chair.
And the auditors wrote to us that I think page last but 4 pages. The auditor said something which is very important. They said, we therefore recommended that the appointee of the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the issue in contention from paragraph 256 to 260 is unutilization of newly acquired ambulances. The auditors indicated that they had noted that some 30 ambulances procured in 2016 by the Ministry of Health.
This procured were not, because according to you, management in their response stated that the 30 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter ambulances were part of the 200 to be procured, which were found not to conform to specifications, and that the issue is being handled by the Ministry of Health, while National Ambulance Service only provides oversight responsibility for their safekeeping. I want to find out from the Ministry of Health, is it because the ambulances were not up to conform?
They were not ambulances in the real sense of it. The fittings that were supposed to come with the ambulances were not provided in the ambulances, 30 ambulances, when they arrived. Thank you, Honorable.
All right, so it means that from the onset, the issue of certification and those issues are the issue that is even before the court now. So we'll not go into detail of this matter. So no comment on this. Let's move to the next. No, I say no. I say no. I've not called you. Why are you talking?
Mr. Chairman.
Respect my position.
It's my question.
I'm the chairman of this committee.
It's mine.
And what I say is final. I'm number 1 here.
Chairman.
So,
since I've lost my right,
please leave that one to me. Leave that one to me to decide.
Very well.
So let's move to.
There are a lot of public interest questions.
No, let's move to.
For ambulance service.
Radiotherapy units, paragraph 261.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Now, radiotherapy and nuclear medicine. VAT. Yes, sir. It's a radiotherapy and a nuclear medicine. Are you here? You did not 502.
Head of Finance.
Are you the only one who came?
Dr. Yani, head of the center.
Okay. Now we are talking about VAT invoices.
Yes.
That you didn't obtain VAT invoices to the tune of 2,502 Ghana cedis. What is the status of it now?
Yes, please. After the auditors have came out with the observation, when they came out with we were able to contact the supplier, and he quickly brought the VAT invoice, and it's here for verification.
Sir, you know the law regarding VAT invoices. Why didn't you get the VAT invoice before the auditors came?
Yes. So, because what we shall have done was to, even when we were given the check, we shall demanded the VAT invoice. So going forward, this is what we shall be doing. Before we make payment, we make sure you give us the VAT invoice.
But why wasn't it done? You said you know what you are supposed to do.
No.
Why wasn't it done?
After that, that's what you have said. This going forward, that's what we'll be doing.
I'm not talking about going forward. We knew what we had to do. Why wasn't it done? And when the auditors came, place for an audit, right?
Yes, please.
And they normally stay with you about 2 to 3 weeks. Isn't that so?
That is so.
And when they are leaving, they have an exit conference with you. And then they write to you and they give you 30 days to provide these. Everything that you haven't provided. So we are talking about 6 to 8 weeks. And if you had provided it within the 30 days, this wouldn't have shown up in this book, wouldn't it?
Yes, please. The letter came for follow-up, and we made the photocopy of it and give it to them, but I'm surprised it's still pending.
Sir, during an exit interview, they go through with you before you even get the letter.
Yes, please.
This hasn't been hasn't been crossed. This hasn't been crossed. Did that happen?
No, but when they did the follow-up, that's when we made the photocopy of the VAT invoice and give to.
Sir, I'm not talking about a follow-up. A follow-up is several months later. At the time of the interview, before they left, they sat down with management and they went over some things that you still haven't provided.
Yes, please. At that time, we were not getting it from the supplier. Later that he brought it.
So has it been resolved now?
Yes, please.
Okay. NHIA, are you here?
Honorable Chair, National Health Insurance is not here. No, because they said that they will be taken separately by this committee.
So, Chief Director, you think that is the NHI that's supposed to respond to these questions? Because they are owing these institutions, so they must respond to what they are doing to pay the institutions. Okay, so we'll take note of that and then deal with the NHI.
But auditors, with radiotherapy and nuclear medicine, have they resolved the issue with the VAT invoices?
Honorable Chair, yes, we have the receipt. Upon follow-up that we conducted, it's been paid.
Did they pay with interest?
No, Honorable Chair.
But radiotherapy and then nuclear medicine, your NHI is owing you 22,778. Have they paid you?
Mr. Chairman, on that, I'm a bit surprised that it appears because we don't offer any services for which the insurance covers. So I'm very surprised that it appears there.
So audit service, how come radiotherapy and nuclear medicine is being owed by National Health Insurance Authority 22,778?
Thank you, Chairman. This is a matter which we'll have to take it up because we cannot prefer any answers at this point. So we'll go back and apprise this committee of our findings. Thank you.
So in checking on this, please do for all the items listed on pages 124 and 125, so that when we are meeting with the NHI, we should be able to adequately query them. All right, so radiotherapy, you still here. Honorable Aka, paragraph 267 to 273.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On page 125, your infraction is that you made payments to the tune of 1,217,826 Ghana cedis, but there were no supporting documents. Why was that so? Thank you.
It's not all this that affect radiotherapy unit. There are a number of institutions here involved. So take that of the radiotherapy units only and deal with them.
All right, thank you. So, going back to your situation, why did you do that? And why was there no supporting documents?
Please, can you confirm the amount, total amount involved?
Well, I think that radiotherapy is not in on the list on page 126 and 127. The next 1, 2, they are not on the list. So the only thing they have is what we had already dealt with. All right, so you can now call this one by one, and then the Director General should be able to respond to them. The District Health Administration and the rest.
All right, thank you very much, Chairman.
So you can go back and take your seat.
So, Mr. Director General, if we don't have District Health Administration, BBNE here, then maybe you can answer for them. So they made unsupporting payment. They made 30,412 payment without supporting documents. Can you please answer for them?
Thank you very much, Honorable. The Director of Finance has the details, and he will respond.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. These are usually GCRs, receipts, sometimes activity reports, and sometimes SREs. One document or the other may be absent from the PV to fully acquit for the payment as at the time of the audit. So generally, these are what these issues pertain to. But specific to BBNE, the documents have been provided and the payment has been fully acquitted.
Yeah, I think going back to my colleague's question, the reason is that why do you have to do that? Because when the auditors come, they give you time to supply all these documents. And then after that, they give you the management letter for 30 days before they write it in the report. So why were these not supplied?
Mr. Chairman, again, specific to BBNE, it had to do with the PV involved had to do with an invitation letter, some receipts, and the payment voucher being signed. As at the time of the exit, the documents were not readily available as at the time of the exit. There were delays in submitting the documents at the time of the exit.
Okay. Let us not belabor this point, but the final conclusion of the auditors was that it says, I read, in the absence of these documents, we were unable to authenticate the payments. We therefore rejected the assertion by the respective management of the BMCs and urged them to refund the amount, so. So it means there was no exception. Has the money been refunded? Because that was the final judgment of the auditors. There was no controversy at all. There was no ambiguity. So has the money been refunded?
Mr. Chairman, these expenditures occurred. And so the management at these various levels, we did not agree with the assertion of the auditors that the money should be refunded. It was an issue of providing the relevant documents, which have been done, and which I believe the auditors have verified.
Auditors, please, you made this assertion that it was not to be argued. You made it point clear that you wanted the money to be refunded because there were no proof that they had spent the money. So do you agree with the Director General that they have now supplied the documents and that you have agreed?
Mr. Chair, they were able to bring documents to substantiate the issues, but they did not refund the money. They wrote documents to substantiate the issue.
Come clearer. I couldn't hear you.
Mr. Chairman, I'm saying that they were able to bring documents to substantiate the issues.
But if you read your own recommendation, you say in the absence of this document, we were unable to authenticate the payments. We therefore rejected the assertion by the respective management of the BMCs and urge them to refund the money. Look at the language you use. You urge them. Are you directing them to pay, or you are urging them? It's not strong enough. So you urge them to refund, but they have not refunded. Then they brought documents, and you have accepted the document. If you said in the absence of the documentation, you will want them to refund the money, it would have been better than the way it is. So we don't know clearly what we want to do. You're only urging them to refund. They have not refunded. They now brought documents to substantiate, and you have accepted them. So if you are making the recommendation, make a strong, clear recommendation so that we will also know what to do when we hear this recommendation. So now, Honorable said that they have brought the document now to support the payment. Is it for all of them, all the 22 BMCs? Because we know that of National Health Insurance Authority, they want to come and respond. So, Health Insurance Authority, Tamale, there are two here even referred to Tamale, number 3 and number 8. I don't know whether it's a repetition, but number 3 is National Health Insurance Authority, Tamale. Number 8, National Health Insurance Authority, Tamale. So I think they are all referring to the same institution. So, yeah, so according to the auditors, they have cleared them. So you can move to your next question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. But I think it is becoming one too many. In lieu of this, we are going to pay the taxes. So please, auditors, help us so that we clear ourselves from these taxes if we are able to get these monies. Anyway, let's go on. Outstanding advances. And it is alleged that the institution turned itself into a bank and gave outstanding advances to people, And you are not very effective as bankers to retrieve these monies. Because you have not been mandated to do that. So you are not very effective. What have you done about that? Have you been able to retrieve this whooping sum of money, 457,389.49? Has your banking section been able to recover the money? Who am I addressing to?
Chairman.
Yes, Director.
Mr. Chairman, with your indulgence, if you can, page 26.
That's page 128, outstanding advances. You have listed some listings there, some organizations there.
Mr. Chairman.
Who are giving advances, but refuse to pay.
Mr. Chairman, 141,892.7 Ghana cedis of the 457,389 relates to Ghana Health Service facilities. I think 9 Ghana Health Service facilities. Accra Metro, the Metro Health Directorate, Kumasi, Pristia Government Hospital, Apinto Hospital, Government Hospital Isam, Sopomu Dunkwa Health Center, Shama Health Administration, Navrongo Health Research Center, and the Regional Health Directorate, Greater Accra, with various amounts. adding up to the 141,892.7. And all these advances have been paid.
So how much is left to be paid?
Mr. Chairman, as I indicated, for Ghana Health Service, 141,892.7 Ghana cedis of the 457,389 Ghana cedis stated in the report relates to Ghana Health Service facilities. And all the 141,892.7 Ghana cedis have been paid.
Can you confirm that payment?
Mr. Chair, I can talk of those ones in Accra and its environs now. So far as Kolebu is concerned, they still have 7,680 yet to be collected. In respect of Kolebu, they are supposed to pay 30,515.49, and they have an outstanding balance of 7,680 to be recovered. For Accra Metro, they are supposed to pay 2,872. They have paid all. We have receipts to substantiate them. And then I think National Blood, they also have 2,670 outstanding in their name. 2,670.
So I'll urge you to give her the summary of that. This table, give her the summary.
Okay.
That will help us to summarize our report accordingly.
Okay. So
clerk, take notes and get the summary from the auditors.
In respect of Accra Metro, they are supposed to pay 2,872. They have paid all. So balance outstanding is nil. For Kolebu, they are supposed to pay 653,097 pesos. And the amount standing against their name is 6,734.44. So the difference has been paid. So the one outstanding is 6,734.44. And then for National Blood, they are supposed to pay 15,323, for which
let me cut you short here. Yeah. I think the director said he has paid a whopping sum of 141,000. That's what I want you to confirm.
Okay, so we have
whether
some
that
balances
amount, the total.
outstanding.
The
have
total.
Some balances outstanding in their name.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Still something is outstanding.
For which particular? That's what I'm saying, that we have a number of institutions for which we have balances against their names, for which they've paid some, others they've paid all.
So is that not under the Director General? Because he said they have cleared all their outstanding debts. So I want you to confirm whether what he's saying is true.
For the other BMCs, we don't have records on it here.
So who is to answer for that?
Honorable, I believe that is, I would say, a shared responsibility. So if it is cleared in a particular regional audit, it is their responsibility to appraise the national. And so it's both ways. It's possible that they have not reported to the audit service national to be able to acquit that. But we have evidence that we have all that has been addressed.
I leave this to you to
As I said earlier on, give us a summary of the table so that we know the outstanding balance, so we can also recommend for refund. All right, so let's move to the next one, paragraph 274. Honorable Dakwa.
Yes, can we have Kaneshi Polyclinic? Are they here?
Kaneshi Polyclinic.
But they are just here. They should...
Yes, Ghana Health Service will respond to that.
But they are in Accra here.
Honorable, I think
Actually,
it's a long-standing issue that the national had to come in to address. So the Director of Finance is in the right position to respond.
Okay, so we should ask them. Okay. So it was noted that Zenith Bank provides on-site banking on behalf of the polyclinic. And the reconciliation by the Auditor General revealed that there was an uncredited amount of 70,751 Ghana cedis in favor of the polyclinic. This amount was accrued between December 2016 and December 2017. From your response, okay, it says that management is reconciling the disputed amount with the bank. The reconciliation exercise is ongoing. I want to find out, when did it start?
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. The reconciliation exercise started somewhere in towards the end of 2019. As my Director General said, this has been a long-standing issue, so it has been a lot of back and forth. And about 2 months ago, National had to get involved. So we had a final meeting with the bank about 4 weeks ago, and finally agreed on a roadmap for the reconciliation. Because what was happening was that the bank has its records, which they were standing by. So as far as they were concerned, there was nothing to be reconciled. They've paid everything. We also had our records which showed that they had not paid everything. And between the bank and Kaneshi Polyclinic, it was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until we stepped in 4 weeks ago. We had a first meeting with the bank. We couldn't make progress. We had a second meeting 3 weeks ago, and now we have agreed. They brought their data, we brought our data. We have now agreed on the parameters for the reconciliation, and that exercise has started. As I speak, yesterday, 2 weeks ago, we sent them information based on the parameters. They looked at it, and they made certain observations. And just yesterday, based on their observations, we sent them information again, and the reconciliation is continuing. It's a lot of, let me say, Mr. Chairman, that it's a lot of work, and that is why it is taking so much time. And it also needs a lot of diligence in going about it. For a typical month, we are looking at about 1,000 transactions in terms of payments, patient payments, and you have to key in their names, their GCR, their receipt numbers, their folder numbers, and other things. So that is what is taking time. But the issue is not just for 2016-17. It goes into May 2020. As at, I'm giving the background. So from June 2020, we now agreed a daily reconciliation with the bank. So from June 2020 to date, every day, at the end of every day, we reconcile. So we haven't had issues, but the reconciliation is to clear all the outstanding issues between 2016 to May 2020. Thank you.
Okay, so you agree with me that it is your inability to detect these uncredited amounts that led to an accrual of 70,000? Because you clearly brought the bank on, but you didn't have a way the two of you were reconciling these amounts. That's why your books are different from theirs. And that's why you didn't detect it. From this, it's the Auditor General that detected it. So whatever system you were running, it couldn't detect these discrepancies or the fact that this amount had not been paid by Zenith into your account. Am I right?
Mr. Chairman, we detected these anomalies right from the beginning, though not on a daily basis as we are doing now. So we were detecting them, as I said, monthly. There are a lot of correspondences between the facility and the bank on this issue, even before the auditors came. So this was an issue before the auditors came. But as I said, the bank had not agreed that they were not fully paying, and so it was an inconclusive issue until the auditors came in. And as I speak, as I said, we are doing the reconciliation. We're giving ourselves up to the end of June because of the work involved to complete with the reconciliation exercise up to May 2020.
Okay, well, I cannot applaud you for that because clearly this is from 2016 to 2017 and we're in 2022 and we do not have any finality to it. You're telling us certain parameters have been agreed to. You're telling us from 2020, which takes 2017 to 2020 for you to even agree that there's a problem that needs to be resolved. That should be resolved on a daily basis. But from that 2016, 2017, you should have seen that a monthly reconciliation will not help you. It didn't take 3 years for you to realize that, and we're in 2022 and you're still assuring us that reconciliation is ongoing at this point. And I want to know what agreement you have come to with the bank concerning insurance, because this 70,000 is the state's money and it has to be recovered. We need to understand that. So let me know what it is that you have agreed.
We've come to an agreement that they will pay whatever will be outstanding at the end of the reconciliation. It may not be the 70,000. It may be more, it may be less. But once we come to, we finalize the reconciliation, the bank has given the assurance that they would refund whatever is there to be refunded. It's not a written agreement, of course, but we had formal meetings with them, and I believe there are minutes to that effect.
Auditors, from what he's saying, the amount could even vary from what you have listed here. Can we have the actuals on a monthly basis from December 2016 to December 2017, how you came to that 70,000? Because if they have different figures from you, then you're all working with different figures. In the end, whose account are we taking? So kindly finish us with that information, and then we can all get to the bottom of it. Thank you.
Okay, Chair, I want to find out, before you had that agreement with the bank, didn't you agree on any parameters? Terms with the bank, because I mean, you seem to be telling us that it has been back and forth and you have now agreed on the certain parameters and terms that you want. But before the contract was signed, wasn't there a certain agreed terms and parameters?
The contracts are signed from the banks are assigned from the Ministry of Finance. We have, as we speak, over 50 of our BMCs, hospitals, which are on on-site banking with different banks. Even with this particular bank, which I wouldn't want to mention the name here, they are serving some of our facilities, even within Greater Accra. We don't know exactly what the issue was with Kanishi Polyclinic and for which reason this arose. So in terms of the contract and the terms of the contract, it comes usually in the standard contracts designed from the Ministry of Finance.
No, I don't seem to get, because now you have agreed on a certain terms and another condition for you to validate the payments. Wouldn't that be varying the contract?
I think I get you now. That would not vary the contract. By the contract, when they collect monies, they are to pay the monies into our operational accounts within 48 hours. So it is.
So please just hold on there. Just hold on there for me. 48 hours. Were they doing the 48 hours?
I think what has transpired clearly shows that they were not doing the 48 hours in all cases.
And I think therein lies the problem, because you come into an agreement with someone that you are supposed to do this within 48 hours. There's an agreement. So if the money is not paid within 48 hours, what was the sanction, or how do you ensure that they are paying within that time period? Because as the finance person, it falls on you to ensure that whatever it is you have signed in that contract, you enforce it and ensure that it's being done. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, so we've established that within 48 hours they were not doing that. The Auditor General came in, they've made recommendations, okay, that the money should be credited to the account. You're telling us that the money may vary by the end of, which tells us that you don't even have proper record keeping. Because it shouldn't be varying. These are numbers. They should add up.
These are two. We are very sure of our records. So it's a discrepancy which would have to be resolved. That's what we are very sure of our records.
Okay, I don't know, but I'm getting lost with the discussion that is going on. First of all, I think the auditor's issue is that there is some monies that have not been credited to the accounts of the polyclinic. And so it's a simple issue of reconciliation, bank reconciliation with the bank. I don't know why you're saying that it's going back and forth and back and forth. I think that you claim that you knew about the problem before the auditors came. So I don't know why a simple reconciliation between the bank accounts and maybe our cash book or something like that should be going back and forth, back and forth. I don't understand it.
Mr. Chairman, this is a reconciliation between Kanishi Polyclinic and the bank. So within Kanishi Polyclinic, we are sure of the records that we have. But between Kanishi Polyclinic and the bank, that is where the discrepancy is. And that is what we are resolving.
So, and I'm saying that if the bank and your outfit are taking the reconciliation serious, it shouldn't be a problem. Because unless the bank is not giving you the attention, they have their records, you have their records. It should be very simple for the two of you to know whether your claim is correct or is not correct. I still don't see the challenge, the back and forth.
Mr. Chairman, I think I agree with you on that score. And so in the beginning, there were challenges with the reconciliation. That is why when headquarters came in from June 2020, we now ensure that there's daily reconciliation which is happening. And so from June 2020 to date, we haven't had any issues. If any auditor goes there, they will bear me out. But the challenge now is what happened in the past, which we are resolving.
So you are saying that in the past, you were not doing the reconciliation. Your outfit was not doing the bank reconciliation.
In the past, we were doing it, but we were not getting the full cooperation of the bank.
I don't understand what you are saying.
So what?
If you were doing your reconciliations in the past, as you are saying, but you are also saying there were challenges in the reconciliation. And so which is which? Because we all know how to do bank reconciliation. And we know that if you were doing your bank reconciliation in the past and there's an issue and you went to the bank, it didn't take you more than 5 minutes to resolve it, unless you were not doing your reconciliation for so many years. And so naturally, now records and all that. And if you go to the bank, you're not probably prepared to go back and look for the records and all that. So otherwise, I don't see why there should be a back and forth on the matter. I still don't get your point.
The chairman, this issue is not really an issue of monthly bank reconciliation in the facility. We have a lot of correspondences between the facility and the bank on this issue, because the bank was not agreeing that there are two parties to the issue. One of the parties was not agreeing that there was a challenge, and that is why this issue has existed. But now they have agreed that there's a challenge, and we have all agreed that we have to work together to resolve the challenge.
This matter has been outstanding since 2016 or 2017. When are you going to resolve it? Can you tell this committee when you bring finality
Chairman,
to this
so we've agreed with them that we are resolving the issue by the end of June this year, and not just for...
End of June?
Yes, because we are resolving it from 2016 to May 2020. The issue was recurring even up to May 2020. So we are resolving it up, but we can give updates on the year by year. So we can give updates on 2016, we can give updates on 2017. If a committee is amenable, we can give progress reports on the yearly. But we agreed that we will resolve all the issues up to the 2020 May by the end of June.
Thank you, Chair. From your submission, you said that the bank wasn't cooperating with you in reconciling the figures. So why are you still dealing with them? Are you tied to them, kind of?
Yes, I got you, Honorable Chair. Yeah, so we have a relationship with this bank. As I indicated, they are not just in Kanishi, they are in other facilities in the Ghana Health Service. So we want to work to resolve the challenge. And
For 5 years, you couldn't. You are still there because they operate in other facilities. That is not right. You see, you are paying for the service. It's not free. It's not free. I'm sure they have a certain percentage of the money they take for you.
No, they don't take anything.
Or they don't take anything.
They don't take anything.
So they don't have any percentage, but at least they are working for you. So if the person is not giving you what you deserve and causing this type of trouble for you, I think you should find another way of handling it.
Madam.
After for the June, I think it's too far away. Come back to about
for the 2016-2017, we can give an update by close of day next Friday. But the June is the June we are talking about is up to May 2020. But for this 70,000 by close of work next Friday, we should be able to resolve it.
Is the issue applicable to only Kaneshi Polyclinic or it cut across?
Initially, when the on-site banking started, it was cutting across. And so you would have seen it in some reports. But as we speak, we don't have those challenges across board. This is the one that is outstanding mainly.
Okay, so we will, you said that by June this year,
yes,
you have done the reconciliation.
The Chairman, so what I'm saying is that by the close of next week, we can give an update on this particular one. But we have given ourselves up to June this year because there are issues in 2018, 2019, and up to May 2020. And that is what we have given ourselves up to June this year. But for this particular one, by next week, we should be able to give updates on it.
Okay, so finish with the update on this and then give us your reports so that we can know what to do in the final report to Parliament.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
So let's move to the next one, which is paragraph 278 to 286, Roxanne. Kolebu Teaching Hospital.
Chairman, thank you. I don't even know what to say. Because Kolebu has been the news since morning. Mr. Chairman, my job is to interrogate the matters flagged at paragraph 278 of the report. Mr. Chairman, the first matter in issue is that a staff by name James Clifford Oblite was to have been sponsored by Kolebu to attend a 3-month course in the UK. And the record bears that in doing so, monies have actually been, fiscal cash had been handed over to him to, as it were, pay for his fees, which was a prerequisite for obtaining the visa. And my first question is, why should that be so? Yes. And when he failed to obtain the visa, he kept the money. And since the monies had been handed over to him till now, and since the auditors too have uncovered this and reported on the matter, there's no evidence that the cash has been refunded. So, Mr. Chairman, my question is, why did Kolebu hand over cash to Mr. Oblite to pay for his fees in England? That's my first question.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think this incident happened whilst I wasn't in the post yet, so I can not explain exactly why he was given the cash.
Chairman, first of all, let me ask the gentleman who answered the question. How long have you been working with Kolebu? And in your present position?
I'm currently the acting director of finance. I joined Kolebu November 2018. 2018, yeah. The audit was in respect of 2017.
Now, when you assumed duty as the acting director of finance, is that what you said?
No. I assumed duty as the acting director of finance May 2021.
Okay, so you joined Kolebu in what capacity?
As a deputy director of finance.
Executive?
Deputy director of finance.
Deputy director of finance. And you are saying that when you assume post as deputy director of finance, these matters in a file didn't cross your desk for you to interrogate, and you got promotion as presently as acting director of finance?
I was responsible for revenue mobilization and budgeting as at that time.
Okay. Now, as of now, you are the acting director of finance. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is Mr. Oblite still in the employ of Kolebu?
Yes, he is. But to the best of my knowledge, these issues have been resolved.
Sorry?
Yeah, these particular infractions have been resolved.
Now, let me refer to your own response channel to us through Ministry of Health. This. Now, let me take you to page 31. Under item labeled as Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Now, the recommendation as restated by your management, by the auditors, is as follows. Though it could be argued that the money was paid to the school, we are of the view that under such circumstances, refunds are made to applicants, net of administrative charges. In view of this, we recommended that the CEO should ensure the recovery of the total amount of 54,157 cedis from Mr. James Clifford Obli. If you take the column reserve, said nothing. And yet you are under oath, you are telling me that you think this matter has been resolved. Is that what you are telling the committee?
Honorable Chair, I think that these responses were collated by the ministry, and we didn't get any response, specific response from them. That's why it's blank there. So now that they are here, I think they are going to speak for themselves. That's why it's blank. Thank you.
What exactly are you saying? Yes.
Honorable Chair, I'm saying that you are referring to the report, the responses that we presented to you. And I'm saying that they did not keep this blank. We collated these responses from the agencies. And because we didn't get any response from Kolebu, that's why it is blank there. We have the recommendation from the auditors, that is the one that, Honorable, you read. But the response is blank because as of last night, we hadn't had any response from Kolebu. So it's not they who presented the blank space. Thank you.
So why are you telling the committee that, in your opinion, you think that this matter has been resolved? On what basis do you say so?
I think we did that with the auditors when they came for the follow-up of audit.
Chairman, I think anyway, let me make progress. Now, auditors, when did this resolution of this matter come to your attention?
Honorable Chair, we conducted a follow-up, and then we came across, they actually furnished us with the plane ticket, visa, what do you call it, the certificate which was awarded to the person after the course. So all the necessary documentations were provided when we went for the follow-up.
And the follow-up was conducted which year?
It was conducted on the 2020 when we went to do the follow-up. And we went again to do current follow-up. All these records were there.
So he actually participated in the course in which year? 2020?
Yeah.
Now, but why would this be very difficult for you to tell the committee? That yes, he was slated to have undertaken the course in 2018, but because he was denied visa, the information as contained in the auditor's report that he kept the money could be correct, but subsequently he reapplied, got the visa, and actually went for the course and was properly certified, and is returned and is back at post. Why should this be difficult for you to tell the committee? Why are you, no, hold on.
Okay.
And we are litigating the matter as if Clifford is still withholding public funds. It ought not to be so. We are working with records. So if the record has been amended to reflect the current situation, it was your duty to inform the committee. And I'm not happy about your responses. Okay, let's make progress.
Very sorry for that gap.
You've been saying sorry all day. Now let's make progress. Now the second item that has been flagged from Kolebo, it's the fact that you made payments totaling 347,014 cedis, clearly in breach of our laws on financial public management. And you couldn't support those payments with the relevant documentations. How do you respond to this?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. I think this infraction, after they went through a cash book, they noticed that some of this, they couldn't find the document. This was the period where we're migrating our data to the GIFMIS platform. Yes, saying that, so have been found, and they came to verify as such. There's the one outstanding one that we're still looking for, which is 4,275 Ghana cedis.
Auditors, when did you come to these relevant documents for you to authenticate? And if you did so, what is the current state of affairs?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. When we went for the follow-up, 215,906.86, we had document to
215,906.86. Okay, that's
however, about 4 PVs amounting to 131,107.27 still remains outstanding.
Okay. Director of Finance, how do you respond to this further information by the auditors?
Thank you. I think those ones too have also been verified with the documentation available, with the exception of the 4,275.
Let me make Chairman, I think we need to direct the witnesses when they come here. The management responses that you provide us are supposed to assist us in guiding our questions. Now, if you prepare the management response as of yesterday night, and you are still withholding answers, then I don't see the relevance of you giving me advance information ahead of time. Because I expected the answers you just provided to be in the columns. That subsequent audits revealed that some of the PVs have been found. So what is actually outstanding as of yesterday night in respect of this report is 131,000. Then we'll be focusing on that. And so that is also my beef there. Then let me move straight to the unaccounted for revenue, totaling nearly 200,000. 107,000. And this has been determined by the auditors from loss of your BMCs. What's the status?
The health insurance one will be answered when the health insurance authority comes.
Page 32 of the management response.
In all fairness, if I took my exams like this, I don't think I would have survived Kolebu. And I've not been impressed, Mr. In law. I'll beg of you to have your homework done properly, because you seem not prepared today. Is it lack of sleep? I don't know. But today you haven't performed. And you know, Kolebu is the beacon of our healthcare in this country. And if you're in charge of our finances and this is your performance, I'm troubled. I know you can do better. So I'll beg of you. And in fact, do something better. Hopefully, I think there's another session with you. So prepare well. And if you're not sure, just be clear that I'm not sure, because this half answers is being consistent today with you, where you have more information, but you give us half, and then accounts has to come and clear before you remember. Please, I'm begging. And I think your CEO is also here, a very wonderful, fine doctor. I'll plead with you. Let's do better for Kolebu. Thank you very much.
Chairman, thank you. Chairman, I'll just ask one last question in respect of Tema Metro, and then I'll close my docket. Mr. Daniel Ejekum and one Monica Tosu were given some monies, and all the money are standing in their name. Their names amounts to 10,537. What's the story behind that?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I think this was some money that was taken away. The matter is with the police, but the Metro Director is here to give further details as to where we are as far as the situation is concerned. She's here.
So, Metro Health Directorates, yes. Come, mention your names and respond to the question. Have the two, Daniel Ajekum and Monica Tosu, have they refunded the money? Mention your name first.
Thank you. I'm Dr. Salu Kwote. I'm the Metro Health Director.
Please, I'm Florence Kwanzaa, the Head of Finance.
So concerning the money, Madam Monica Tosu has refunded some 327 cedis. She said that was what was due for her. So she paid that. Outstanding now is 10,210 cedis, which has still not been accounted for.
Is that what is in the name of Daniel Ajekum?
Yes.
There is a balance which is 10,200 something for Daniel Ajekum. Confirmed?
Yes, he was the head of finance during the time that this incident happened. So the responsibility was upon him to account for it, yes.
And so why is Daniel Ajekum?
Mr. Ajekum is here with us today.
Is here?
Yes, please.
Can he come forward? Mr. Ajekum, can you respond to the question?
Yeah. Honorable Chairman, it was an audit that was performed by the auditors. The time this audit was performed, I was transferred before the audit was done. And I was not involved in any cash. The auditors identified 2 officers, and because they say it is lack of supervision, I should refund that amount. So that is how it is.
So the 2 officers, who are they?
One, Mr. Eugene Simpi and Mark Zoikuli, they were then national service persons.
And they were handling cash?
Yes, yes, please.
So, can you locate them?
Yeah, we reported the matter to the police. The matter was reported to the police.
You reported the matter to the police?
Yes.
When?
In 2020.
2020.
Yes,
and
please.
what is the outcome?
The outcome is that because I'm also not there, I couldn't do any follow-up. The in charge, the spending officer then, no.
But you are now taking the blame because you are the head of the unit.
Yes, please.
That's the hazard of being the head. That's the hazard. So, Mr. Jakum, you have to refund the money.
Oh. I know whichever. This one, whichever.
Yes.
This one there, I beg of you. I don't know anything about it. I don't know.
Mr. Jakum, hold it there. Let's now. When you were the head, how often were they accounting for proof?
Because it is not directly under us. The officers collect the revenue, and the following day they bank it. Then we send officers from my outfit to go and tabulate how much was collected, how much was banked. Before I left, that is what I've been doing. So I never knew something was going wrong until the audit was done, when I was also not there.
Okay, who was doing the banking and who was doing the authentication of what has been banked?
Mr. Chair, it is the officer who I directed him to be banking the revenue.
No, you see, you are saying officer. So we want the clarity. Who doing the banking?
No, it is the same revenue officer who was I asked to be doing the banking. And I asked officers, national service persons from my office to
go authenticate.
To go and authenticate.
So
and they bring me, and they normally...
Hold on. So when they go and authenticate, you don't verify what they went to authenticate.
So they bring extracts of what has been received and what was banked. So
were you hold on? Were you verifying with what has been banked by the bankers?
Yes, please. Then.
So how did this elude you?
You see, I was audited in 2016 up to June 2017. Nothing like that happened until I left in December 2017. Then after June 2018, the audit report was done. So that is the situation then.
Covered by this report might not be at the time you were actually at post. Or was it the period that you were there? Because you left December 2017.
Yes.
This report came in June 2018.
After June 2018.
So part of the report covered 2017.
Yes.
So it's likely that it was during the time that you were there. Okay. But
yes, please.
But if you had put before the audit was conducted, you couldn't have done anything about it.
Director, I could, if I were there then,
you could influence the audit?
Never.
Then
never.
What would you have done?
Maybe, if I had known earlier, maybe I could have taken any other action.
But the evidence is clear that so much was collected, so much was banked, this wasn't accounted for. There's nothing you could do about it, even with your presence. Because you being there, you couldn't detect this problem. because you've been sending somebody to go and cross-check what was being banked, and they were reporting to you, and you are accepting the report. Okay, that was a mistake you made. You trusted the officers who go to verify and check, report to you, and you also accept it, not knowing there is something going under, which you did not know. Auditors came to reveal it. So even you were there before the audit, you couldn't have done anything. Now you can locate the National Service people, can you?
To give us their details. We should be able to put down some of these names because they are a danger to our public finances. Ministry, let's hear from you regarding a situation on Pantai. Also unaccounted for revenue in excess of 10,000.
Yeah, we are Pantai Psychiatric Hospital. Are they here? Please come, National Blood Service. You are also cited for unaccounted revenue.
Yeah. Chairman, if you can direct our Oblogo. Okay, if they can also join them so that one after the other will.
So after the National Blood Service and Oblogo, we'll take a break for 1 hour.
Chairman, I'm guided. National Blood Service, are you settled?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
There's a report of 3,541 cities as unaccounted for revenue. What are the circumstances surrounding this?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The main cashier at the time was receiving this money and giving it to staff as, advances. So when the auditors came and then discovered this, they were made to immediately refund the monies, and it has been paid to the accounts. And copies were given to the auditors for verification.
Auditors, can you confirm this?
Your mic. Honorable Chair, we can confirm the amount has been paid.
When was it done?
It was in November 2018.
November 2018.
Yeah.
Okay, take notes. Now, Oblogo, 6,084 cities. Any explanations?
So, Honorable Chair, parts of the money has been paid. This accountant, sorry. So for the amount stated for Oblogo, the 6,000, it's been paid, but it was captured, the whole amount was captured together. So for just the 6,000 for Oblogo, that one has been paid. Yes, exactly, because he...
Yes. The amount is 6,084 cities.
Yes, it has been paid.
Okay, auditors, how much was paid and when?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Please, they have paid 6,084. Part was paid in December 2017, then the final one in February 2018.
Oh, Chairman, if the last portion was paid in February and the report issued June 2018, I'm struggling to appreciate why it's still surviving in this report. Auditors. Okay, auditor, when did you receive information regarding this payment?
We received it December 2017. Part was paid. Then
No, when did you receive the information?
When did we receive it?
Yes. When did they notify you?
Okay.
So that you could correct your findings?
In 2018.
in 2018?
Yes, please.
Okay, so it affected the time of preparation. Okay, Chairman, that will be all. Thank you.
Okay, I think that will be all. Once they have been paid, they have paid the money. We don't have any issue with that. So that will be all for you. If you have any more issue, you don't go. You wait until we are done. So thank you very much. We have the Deputy Minister of Health who joined us